Hello guys, welcome to CADMAT. This is our class 12 part 4. So firstly we, we go for this assembly design workbench. So in this I'm going to firstly look into this existing component with positioning. So this tool is used to insert, position and apply constraints to a component in a single operation. So it is just a enhanced form of this existing component, inserting the existing component. So the only change is that in this we can just insert a component already which is already existing. So but with this we can even not only inserting a component by, but also you can apply the constraint to the inserted component spontaneously in a single option here, that is the existing component with positioning. So let's see what's the difference. Click here, select this product. Now go to this to see where is it. Suppose selected the component, click open. So this is you see here there is a small window. So in this you can see the component that we imported. So here we have some options here like automatic constraint creation or fixed component and mode. So this is the basic component, the basic feature that we imported. So we can apply the constraint like click OK, but you can see there is no constraint created as there are no other components that are existing previously. Let's undo this again. So just repeating again. Okay, now you can just remove this and click on the fixed component and okay. So now you can see the constraint has been generated in the same, it's in the same option like importing component with positioning existing component. So this is how this option works. So let's see how this existing component works. Let's undo and let's click on this existing component and product and click on this part 1 again, open it. Now you can see here there is no separate window open for any constraints. So in this you need to can see this possibility of constraint. So only the fixed constraint is the only possibility as there is only a single component in this workbench currently. So you can apply to this. So now we got the constraint here, but in this the existing component, the both constraining or positioning and even importing positioning can be done simultaneously at a time in a single option. So that's the only difference. So coming to the next one. So now coming to this uh, part option in this assembly design workbench, you can see in the product structure tools. So you can see this part option. So before that, let's undo this. So in top-down assembly approach, which I have told you in our previous classes, so what is meant by top-down and what is bottom-up, so you can fix them in the previous classes. So coming to this part here, so in the top down approach, usually just inserting a component, creating a component in the assembly design workbench itself, creating a sub-assembly, creating an assembly by using different parts which are also created in the same assembly design workbench itself. So this is how it can be done in the top-down approach. Select the part and product. So you can see a new part has been created. You can right click and go to properties, and you can change the name as you wish. Okay, so click on this option, this symbol, and then you can will get a part 1. Double click on this, it will be moved into this part design workbench. So here we can create the part here. Select a plane, go select the sketcher, and just roughly creating the screw. And now click confirm. Let's leave. Let's use a simple example. Let's use this revolve option, and this is okay. So this is a simple CSK screw without any glue here. Can you keep it glue? It's not a big issue. So this is how a part is created within the assembly design workbench. In this way you can again click on this, will be moved into this assembly design workbench again. So again if you want to create another part, again the same procedure for the new part, and this will be asking you for to define the origin point. Click no to define the origin point of the assembly part origin point. No. Okay, so the origin remains the same. Okay, go to the part 2. So here the good thing about this top-down assembly is you can take the references of the previously created component or the previously created part. You can take the references from that by just clicking here and select the sketcher, and you can use this project 3D element and make it as a construction. Oh, sorry, and let's make it as a remove the construction element so that this will remain. Create a single rectangle. Now let's exit and let's use the pad operation. Okay, let me make it in the reverse direction. Okay, so this, if you see this, now currently I created this part 2 simple rectangle, and with the help of I created this circle here with the help of the previously created part 1. So when now clicking on this will be redirected to this assembly, and you can double click on this product. Now you can see these constraints have been highlighted. So this, by double clicking on this product, so These two are the subparts in the product or the parts of a product. So by clicking on the product, as we are having two different parts, so these constraints can be applied to these two different parts. So whereas if you click on this part, even though you have been transferred or shifted into the assembly design workbench, but you can see these constraints have not been highlighted. So you need to click on this product option, double click, then you can see these constraints have been highlighted. So this is about top-down assembly with the help of this part option. So coming to the next option here, so we'll see now how to create a subassemblies in this assembly design workbench. Click on this, then got a product 2, that is nothing but a subassembly. You can just change the name to subassembly and click OK, and in that can create a part here with the subassembly. So the double click on this will be redirected to the part design workbench. So in that, go to the top view, select the plane, go to sketch. So here in this, you can just create the sketch roughly. It's created the roughly created. So in this, uh, let me create another. Double click on this, then create another part on in the subassembly because to take the same origin. So in this part 2, click on this, will be redirected again to this workbench, part is a workbench. So okay, let me take this, select this and go to the sketcher, and I'm gonna take these edges for reference, and now I'm gonna create a small sketch, simple sketch. Click OK. So in this, if you see here, I created the part 2 here by taking the reference edges of the part 1, so which I already told you in the previous example also. Can take the references if you want for creating new part, this top-down assembly. So to see now, just go back to this subassembly, and now you just try to save this on a desktop new folder. Cancel this, just go to the main assembly click on the main assembly and now save it. It's a new folder in the desktop. Okay. Okay. So we just minimize this. So in this new folder, if you see, there are total 4 CAD files have been created. So in that, 2 are the part files, CAD part files, and remaining 2 are the one is the product 1, which is the main assembly, and the product 2 is the sub assembly. So in this you can see the sub assembly was created separately. So this is what happens in the product sub assemblies. Just deleting this one and let's open again the assembly. And now let me go for the component subassembly. Just rename it subassembly, and this is the component. Okay, now just insert a part in the subassembly and just double click on the part. Just remove this, double click on the part, it will be redirected to this design workbench, and then go for creating a sketch here. So in this sketch I'm gonna create a simple rectangle. So let's exit the sketcher and let's make a small pad. Okay, and again go to the sketcher and just create small star here. Now exit the sketcher and make a small pocket. Okay, now click on this subassembly and click on this part again. Click on the subassembly. Take origin as the same as. Then click on this part 2. It will redirect to this part design again. Now click on this, taking the reference, the first part for create the second part. It's not compulsory, but I'm just uh, to make it simple. Sorry. And go to sketcher. Now selecting the edges of this and exiting the sketcher and go for the pad operation, the mirror distance. Okay, so if you see, this is linked to this is a linking option, linking symbol. You can see, if you see it clearly, there's a linking symbol here. So just click on the subassembly again. So we created 2 different parts in a subassembly using the component subassembly, whereas in the earlier case we created a subassembly using this product subassembly, whereas in this case we created a subassembly using the component subassembly. So if you try to save this, So on the desktop, uh, a new folder, we say component sub, open this. So in this, we save this. As so if you see here in the component sub, you can see uh, there are only three saved files here. Uh, One is the part 1, part 2, which are the parts in the subassembly, whereas the third one is a product 1, which is the main assembly of the whole design. So this is the main assembly, whereas this component subassembly is not at all found here. So the reason is that it's not a reason, it's a difference, it's the only difference that you can distinguish between these component subassembly and the product subassembly. So this is the only region here. One is this saved files belongs to the product subassembly, where you got a separate saved file, subassembly saved file. So we can edit the subassembly separately without going for the main assembly itself. So whereas in this component subassembly, there is no chance of editing a subassembly separately. You will not find this subassembly here in this. So here the only thing you can find is the main assembly and the parts in it, whether they are the parts of a subassembly or sub-subassembly, whatever it may be. So the reason is the parts become the integral part of a main assembly, but here they will be integral part of a sub-assembly. So this is how the subassemblies and parts in the main assembly are saved automatically once you save the main assembly product file. So there is no need to create save the individual part files separately. Once you save the total overall assembly file, so the all the parts in it will be saved separately or individually, like this in case of a product assembly subassembly, and in like this in case of a component subassembly. So that's the only difference here. So coming to the next one here, how to edit the assembly, how to delete components in assembly, how to replace the components in the assemblies. So editing subassemblies inside an assembly and editing assembly constraints, and how to replace a constraint. So these are all the topics we will probably uh, try to cover in the next class, as the time taking is quite long. So let's take one more class on this remaining topics, and I'll try to complete in the next class. So that's it for this class, and I hope you enjoy it, and please comment if you like it, and if you got any need any further information. So have a good day. Bye bye.